malou. Quand certains disaient que la musique ne nourrit pas son homme. Mon verre n'est pas grand, mais depuis 15 ans, je bois toujours dans mon verre.
My name is Anna Folsom. It used to be Anna Munzer. I was a Peace Corps volunteer in Benin, West Africa, from 1996 to 1998. I was a rural community health volunteer, and I lived in a very small town or village called Gorgoba, which was in the northwestern part of the country. I guess the one other thing that I remember that I wanted to share was a really cool cultural experience of getting to go to a traditional Bariba wedding. That so it starts the night before, where the bride is kidnapped, and then she's kidnapped by the new husband's family, and then she escapes in the middle of the night, right, and comes back. And so this is all going on, the first night. And then the next day, it's all this preparations for this wedding. And so people come from all over, from his family, and everybody comes, and they just start, showering her with these gifts and just bringing these gifts. And so thankfully, somebody had made me aware that all this was going to be happening, so I had time to go buy her something appropriate, because the market only comes around every, fifth day. It's not like I had, random nice presents laying around my house that I could give her. So I had everything all prepared and could give her this present. And then what happens is, then that night after dark, so it gets light at 7, gets dark at 7, right? So probably more like 9:30, 10 o'clock at night, everybody gets their lanterns out. Well, first you eat your normal meal, and everybody gets dressed and gets their lanterns out. And everybody piles all of her gifts, and everybody has to carry stuff down the road. So the new family lived about 5 kilometers down the road. So we all walked in the middle of the night down to this place, and then they separated out the men and the women. The women all got to go in one person's house, and we sort of just laid around and kind of rested, and they brought us food. And then about, I would say, 12 midnight, or maybe even a little bit later, finally. Meanwhile, I'm sure the men were just off drinking the whole time, but, we had to lay low and relax with the kids. So then we all came out, and they had rented a generator and had these floodlights, and they had a band, with electric guitar that came, and people had set up food stands and stands for the millet beer and things, and then they had people just danced and ate, and, and then at one point, and I'm sure I have it written somewhere, I forget this girl's name, but the one that got married, she sat in the middle at one point with a sarong kind of over her head, but out like this to collect money that people threw at her, and threw money, and she got to collect it all, and that was part of the wedding thing. So I didn't get to see the actual ceremony, but my friend Alassane, he explained what the ceremony was not really meant for the whole village. It was for, the family. So I never got to see that. But it was a really cool experience. And then we danced until the sun came up and walked back. And then everybody slept the whole next day. So that was probably the coolest cultural experience that I had. So.
My name is Emily Bello. I served in Benin from 2002 to 2004.
I'm Melanie Monreal Starling. I was a Peace Corps volunteer in Benin from 2002 to 2004, and I was in Glazaway.
My name is Shanti Kumba. I served in Benin, West Africa from 2006 to 2008. I can recall an incident when a young group of boys known as a local junior Peace Corps group came to me and asked to show me something. I thought after being in my village for over a year I had seen everything. And they took me out to the outskirts of the city, and I saw a mountain that was covered in stone, and it was covered with kids breaking the stone, making concrete by hand. And I decided, I didn't know why they showed me this, and it was something that I felt I really had to address, but they turned to me and said, we would like a project against child trafficking. And it was really important to me because it came from them, the children, some of my students who had not been to class. And so I spent the last half of my service working on child trafficking.
My name is Adrienne McLeod. I was in Benin from 2006 to 2009 in the village of Kolokonde in the region of Dongo. We did a project with Project Panther. I worked with 2 people from actually the next village over, Mamatu and Dauda, and they were my teen community liaisons. It was fun working with them, and it taught me a lot of skills about supervision and understanding and encouragement.